MacTaggart, James MacTaggart, the master of distilling too, the man with the golden glass, and license to distill. Be right back. Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to The Whisky Friend with me, Alan. Here we are again. It's another brand new week, another brand new video, another brand new whiskey. Today's whiskey is, I'm tackling the Isle of Arran. We're heading to the Master of Distilling 2. This is to commemorate the James MacTaggart as the Master Distiller. He's been there for 12 years looking after the Arran distillery, which in my opinion has been in fantastic hands. This one is 12 years old, 2006 casks, 12,000 bottles. It is cask strength at 51.8% ABV. There was a Master of Distilling 1, which you probably see up behind me here. That was to commemorate 10 years of James MacTaggart at the Arran distillery. Yes, it's in palate casks. I think it was distilled in 2006 and bottled in 2018. It's been available since 2018, so maybe a little bit late to the party with this one, guys. I was just gifted a really nice sample by Mr. Mark Slinger, and only when he sent me the sample did I realise that I actually had a bottle of it. So I've been spending the last couple of days with this bottle, so I'm doing really nice with it. The only other Palo Cortado cask I had again was another sample from Mr. Slinger, which is the Distilling Palo Cortado, and I loved that as well. So Palo Cortado seems to be my new love at the minute in whiskey. So while I'm doing that, let's pour a little bit of this, guys. Well, let's get a healthy pour. Super. Yeah. Just while that's opening up, guys, I'm going to cover it up by Whisky Friend coin number 64 on this one. Let's talk about this. What beautiful packaging Arran tend to do. One of my favourite things about Arran is they have absolutely fantastic packaging. It might not mean a lot to people, but the packaging for me is great. The whiskey has to live up to the packaging, and by no means Arran certainly does that. But yeah, you're not seeing two of it. It's got a beautiful sleeve on here. Then this beautiful nice magnetic box. Absolutely wonderful. Real cool. Little story on there from James himself. But yeah, and the little magnet closer. Wonderful stuff. Real nice. So let's pop that there. Let's get that. So yeah, Arran, everyone knows I love Arran, guys. I've got a nice little Arran stuff going along. This is in the old bottling type, which is the tall bottles. Now they've moved on to the little dumpy bottles. I wasn't a fan originally of the bottles, but they're starting to, as you see, they're starting to grow along the shelf there. So something must be happening. The whiskey's fantastic, guys, and that's the main thing for me. But without any further ado, folks, let's tack into it. I'm going to tackle into this. I'm going to nose it, taste it, score it, get myself gone as usual. So, on the nose, fruity, sweetness, dried fruit, dark fruit, a little bit of spice in there as well. Maybe a touch of tropical notes, some tropical fruit. Wow, see that little bit of spice is just sitting in there nicely in the back. Some raisins, some sultana, a little bit of tropical, maybe some pineapple. Yeah, definitely some pineapple. A little bit of lemon citrus, real nice citrus note going on there. As you get into the nose of this, guys, you know there's some spice in here, but it's becoming really sweet and creamy. It's got a real kind of, maybe a kind of lemon custard note going on. Maybe some creme brulee, something like that. It smells quite creamy, but at the same time, it's complicated on the nose. It's a complex nose. It's got a musty, dusty, earthy outdoors kind of feel to it as well on the nose. So much going on with this whiskey. See, it's 100% finished in Palo Cortado casks from Jerez in Spain. But yeah, that real nice. So fruity. Maybe some fruitcake note in there as well. Raisins, cherries, dark cherry. Definitely that tropical note. But wow, what a nice nose. But guys, how does this taste on the palate? Wish me luck. Sending this down the hatch. Cheers. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I've had this been sitting on the shelf probably over a year, and I'm so disappointed I left it that long to try it. It's a little bit drying. It's so spicy. There's lots of hot pepper. Once you get past that, the mouthfeel is wonderful. It's creamy. It's thick. It's velvety. It's buttery. As you get past on the arrival, it's so spicy on arrival, and then it becomes so it's a little bit dry, and then it becomes so mouth watering. It's that dryness, then it just bursts into mouth water. Your mouth just salivates to it. Fruits are there, the tropical fruit, the dark fruit, the fruit cake, all those notes, all those typical sherry notes are there. But then comes a beautiful toffee, honey, vanilla sweetness. It's still got that woody dryness in there, that little bit of kind of oaky element that's there. But the lemon citrus is now maybe becoming a bit of orange. It's changed to orange. It's a bit orange citrus. So mixed with the tropical, the orange, it's very, very fruity, very, very spicy. Absolutely wonderful. The balance is great because it's got a mix of the spice, the fruit, the natural kind of spirit of Arran's in there as well. That typical tropical notes there that I usually get in Arran. That outdoor feel's definitely there as well. Guys, let me just have a second sip of this before we get carried away. So nice. Wow. Each sip is just getting better and better. It's so spicy. But at the 51.8% cask strength, it's a little bit nippy, but as you have a few sips of it, it just becomes beautiful. It's so easy to sip. If it's your first whiskey of the day, guys, then it might give you a little bit of a punch straight off, but as you have, after a couple of sips down the road, it's so nice. The balance is wonderful, so balanced between the spice, the fruit. Wow. The earthiness, the spirit, the casks, the Palo Cortado is beautifully integrated into the typical Arran spirit. Wow. Let's see how the finish is. Wow, okay. The finish is super long. Long finish. This whiskey's so juicy. I don't know if I mentioned that in the palate. It's juicy fruit, juicy plums. It's just juicy pineapple, juicy fruits. It's just a wonderful, and it's a balance again with that dryness and that kind of, wow, dry, mouth-watering, creme brulee, custardy, but then on the palate it becomes juicy fruit, juicy plums. It's actually going a little bit nutty now as well, guys. I'm picking up a little bit of roasted nut, maybe roasted peanut, roasted chestnut. Wow, got a real, this has got everything, guys. It's complex. It's fantastic. This is as good a 12 as I think I've had for a long time. I think I've paid £50 to £55 for this, which is awesome, an incredible whiskey. But the finish is long, hot, spicy, peppery. The fruit's there throughout, the tropical fruit. The tropical fruit is now maybe, it's that, definitely that pineapple's there. It's juicy, it's spirity. The cask strength element just comes straight through to the very end. It's nutty on the end, and it's a little bit earthy. It's absolutely what a whiskey. Well done. I tip my hat again to Mr. James McTaggart. Thank you very much for delivering this one, James. So, what would we score this one? I'm thinking easily 92 out of 100 for this one. It's maybe bordering on. In fact, I'm going to push it to 93. This is that good, guys. What an absolutely fantastic whiskey. If you've tried any of these Master Distilling and bottles, guys, just dive into the comments and let me know what you think of it if you've tried it. This is definitely a Whiskey Friend recommendation. If you do get the chance to pick this one up, then jump all over it, snatch it up. You won't be disappointed. If you do buy it and you don't like it, then just drop me an email and I'll buy it off you and I'll buy it myself. Absolutely wonderful. 93 out of 100. As always, guys, I'm the Whiskey Friend. You can catch us on the usual platforms. You're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're still on Patreon, folks. If you fancy diving over, have a look at the Patreon page, feel free. All the money recouped from Patreon just goes back into buying this stuff behind us, and it goes into upgrading the equipment. So other than that, guys, another one taken care of. I'm Alan, I'm the Whiskey Friend, and as always, the pleasure is in the sharing, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Cheers now.